Welcome back, everyone.
Happy Chinese New Year's.
Yeah, happy Lunar New Year's. Thank you guys for watching on this channel, and please take the time to jump over to our vlog channel. In this past weekend, we were in Yosemite, and we will be posting that vlog later. But just you guys should check it out and follow along with us. We took our little boy Max to the mountains.
Oh yeah, it was the first time we've taken him anywhere that far
In a long time.
We've gotten him, yeah.
It was fun, and we think you'll enjoy it. So please just subscribe to that channel. Watch our South America adventures, Japan adventures, and yep. Okay. Today we're gonna do a video called "MAGA Voters Furious Over How the World Views Americans Right Now." All right, and because I think a lot of the people don't want to accept how the world views us. Sometimes when you hear like MAGA people talk, they'll be like, "No, we're the best. The whole world just like is so envious of us," and I'm sure there are people that are. But I think majority of other countries right now don't see us in a positive light.
For obvious reasons.
Yeah. So this channel is, it's a nice smaller channel, just with Tessie.
I created a series on how the world views the U.S. It has been viewed over 100 million times.
Damn.
And I have hundreds of thousands of comments from people all over the world. So I'm uniquely qualified to comment on how the rest of the world sees people in the U.S. And to my fellow Americans, I'm going to hold your hand while I say this. We are not well liked. We are downright hated by so many people in so many other countries. We are an active threat to the rest of the world. We elected a dangerous human being and put him in charge of things that affect people all around the globe. And just like many of us here in the U.S., they are suffering as a result. And they don't like it. Yeah. We are actively hated by one of our biggest historical allies, Canada. So if you're an American and you find yourself
like 10 days old,
I was gonna say, you just never know nowadays.
Yeah.
Because
traveling outside of the U.S., you better make it really clear that you are not a Trump or Elon.
So my parents and my sister went to Europe for about 3 weeks over the holidays, and they went to Barcelona, Portugal, Rome, Catania, and then in Sicily, where my grandfather's from. He's from this little town called Campobello. And so they went there, and they also went with my sister's fiance's mother and her boyfriend, who are from Colombia. And they, of course, in Colombia, they're like, what the hell is going on over there in the U.S.? But when they were traveling in Europe, you obviously spark conversations with people. And when they were asking my parents, where are you from? They say the U.S. and people are just...
That's why we say we're from California.
Always.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't know. It just feels weird to be like right now to say to anyone like abroad, be like, yeah, we're from the United States. It doesn't feel good saying it.
It feels like we're calling them a slur or something.
Yeah.
Just like, oh, like, what the hell is going on there? What's up with your president? And I was like, did anybody say anything positive? I mean, there's got to be some people out there. Like, no one that we interacted with.
Also, if somebody was saying something positive, they probably are not. They're not somebody you would align with, right?
But you have to think, like, globally, there's people that think the same way as each other.
That's what I'm telling you.
Yeah.
They're not your friend.
Yeah.
If they align with MAGA values.
In fact, I know like my whole family, they're in Sicily. They're always like messaging my mom on WhatsApp, like, what's going on? Are you okay? But then they were in the little town that my family lives in, and this old man had come up, and he was barely could speak any English, but he had asked where they were from, and he was just like, Trump, like the way he said it. And my parents were like, no, we don't like him. And the guy was like, you could tell he was relieved, but he was just like, oh, yeah. So,
yeah, I've seen people online that they're Americans like that will wear like the MAGA and all that, like the hat and everything in Europe and places. And I swear these are the like bro dudes who just like to piss people off and do it for engagement. Yeah, they're doing it for like so people can watch the video and see other people get mad.
Yup.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the sentiment there in Europe. Obviously, I know couldn't ask everybody, but that was the main sentiment from a majority of the people that they talked to, which we know. I mean, I already freaking knew, but it was just interesting to hear. I know that there is one country that definitely loves our president, though. Actually, my friend used to date someone that lived in Israel, and when he came here in 2020, he couldn't go back home until he had the Make America Great Again red hat. And I was just like, what is the obsession?
You live in another country and you're so worried about making America great.
It's because we've said this before, but Israel is a part of the U.S.
America 2.0.
Yeah, it is. It really is. Except they get better healthcare and better education.
And they are God's chosen people.
Yeah.
It's fucking weird. But yeah, and then she ended up moving there for him, and they're not even together. But yeah, so that's what's going on over there.
This is the first time I've been abroad since the election, and I've lost count of how many times I've gotten the look, that look of awe and sympathy that I get when I tell people I'm from the States. In the past few weeks, I've been to the UK, I've been to Lithuania, I've been to Latvia, I've been to Estonia, I've been to Sweden, I've been to Norway, I've been to Finland, I've been to the Åland Islands, and everywhere I go, I get the look. I have never been ashamed of my country. Never been ashamed of my country. I served it for 16 years. And what I've had to do over here, after the 5th or 6th or 7th conversation, I had to tell them, I'm from Canada. I can't even claim my own fucking country. This administration that's coming in has painted a target on our backs. I'll always love my country, but I fucking hate.
Yeehaw, brother. No, I'm just kidding. Wait, but
What?
sorry, I just had to do it. Is you saying okay? I hate to say there have been a lot of things in the past that you shouldn't really be that proud of. But this is I feel like this is the worst time, definitely.
I just think that people had a different view of modern America. Obviously, we have a dark history.
Yeah, exactly.
That's without
like Iraq and everything like that. Like,
exactly.
Yeah.
But people just obviously paint like everyone was drinking the Kool-Aid. I guess is the easiest way to say it. People here were drinking the Kool-Aid. Other parts of the world are drinking the Kool-Aid. Generally speaking, that's just how the view was of here.
Yeah.
Obviously, the curtain has been lifted, and it's something that the rest of the world gets. I will call it a luxury because, to my eyes, it is to a degree. Okay, so if you live in a first world country, it is a luxury to be like, yeah, look what America really is, and look at the detriment it's caused across the globe. Whereas Americans are having to grapple with that, but also with the fact that that's where our roots are too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, and I know we're a country full of immigrants, but I'm saying a lot of the generations that are having to process that are generations that are born here.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we're trying to digest that information on top of like while living in it, like living in the place of, yeah. Anyway, I feel like if you get what I'm saying, you get what I'm saying. If you don't, then it's fine.
The cowards that are coming in to run it.
I mean,
This is the cover of a magazine in Slovenia. It's talking about the attack on Venezuela.
Hey, the
And,
oil. Wow.
You can see the clear reference that they're making here. It's pretty obvious. I want to say to those watching, I did not make this. This is how Europe views what's going on here right now.
Yeah.
They see it.
Well, we're still having modern day colonialism, just like how there was in the past, except now it's like you have to kind of have this little blanket on it of like maneuvering it differently. Like now you can't just clearly go in and be like, hey, we're going to just go and kill a bunch of these people and take their land. Well, actually, we're doing that in Gaza right now. So I don't know. Maybe it is that easy. It just depends where it's at.
imperialism.
Many things like this don't change. They just take different shapes. I don't know.
Well, yeah, because there's different reasons. I would argue once upon a time it truly was more for land, whereas now it's for land, resources, or the bare minimum, just resources.
Yeah.
or just control in that region.
And I
in
hate to
general.
say it, but they're kind of the experts in figuring that out, no?
Yeah.
That's also got to be an old picture of him. Here, this is in the UK, at a bus stop. No matter how many countries you invade, you'll still be this word. And
This
this
word.
word translate to
Translates.
being attracted to young women.
Oh shit.
Pedophile.
So a nonce is a pedophile, huh?
PDF.
I didn't know that.
That way. On a bus stop. Right there. There they are. Two little peas in a pod. And those are the two messages going through Europe right now. All of Europe believes that he's a PDF problem. Why are we still in denial? And
We're
if anybody
not, though, that's the thing.
A lot of
is,
people are.
Brian, the overwhelming amount of people are upset about this.
Of
I'm
course,
sorry.
of course, of course.
It
It's only the
comes to a-
delusional people.
I agree.
Yeah.
It comes to a point where like we have to stop letting the minority of people that still support him, because I do believe that it is a minority at this point.
Me too.
That support him being in office still. Okay, obviously I don't know the stats on that because no one's running stats on that. No one's sitting here going door to door and asking everybody. But you can feel the tides turning over here
For sure.
heavily. And I do think that the more energy we give to the people who aren't, woken up yet, they're never going to wake up. They're a lost cause at this point. And the more energy that we put into trying to prove to them something that is just a fucking blatant fact at this point, or taking energy away from holding the right people accountable, okay,
That's
that
true.
actually need our energy against them.
gets in here, starts jibber jabbering in my comments, well, blah, blah, blah. I don't care. Shut up. If you want to be a snowflake, because the MAGAs are the true snowflakes of the world, go somewhere else. We're not going to put up with that here. Until you're ready to leave your cult, then you can give me a call and we can work on getting you out of there. But until then, just scroll past, please. The big point I'm making is that those of us that think this, we are not alone. We're not alone. Because they're also seeing this around the world. We're not alone. We are right to be mad. We are right to be worried. So, let me know what you think about this. Again, Slovenia Magazine.
I think it's cool.
Slovenia. That's where I really want to visit Ljubljana. I've been mentioning that for a long time.
And yeah, follow for more. I'll update you throughout the day. And remember, link in my bio for my Substack. I'll talk to you in a little bit. Okay, I love you. Bye.
I'm a girl who's from Tulsa, Oklahoma, and I recently just lived abroad for a year, and now I'm back. And let me just tell you guys, people are mean. I just learned how much people in different countries hate Americans and just have this fixed idea about us. They think that we're stupid. They think we're fat. They think that we drive big cars. They think we don't care about the environment. They just think that we don't know about any other place in the world. They think that we love having guns. We're okay with school shootings. It's actually insane because
Well,
There's a reason they
sadly,
think all
yeah,
that.
exactly. Like sadly, because the people in power are okay with all these things.
And there is this part of America that is very much everything she described is checked, So yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a reason people think this. And unfortunately, the status quo, what people believe in of anything, is going to be the most extreme versions of that. So
Yeah, 100%.
I mean, I could sit here until I blew in the face and tell people in England that their food sucks, and I've never been there, because that is the perception that I've heard, and that you don't know what sunshine is. Could be wrong,
Yeah.
but there's probably a little bit of weight to that too.
there are 350 million people living in the USA.
There is
There's
a
a
lot.
lot of us, okay? Most of us don't think that way. Most of us don't think the way that they think that we do. So I like to comment on the Dutch culture a lot because I lived there for a year. Of course, I will never know it like a true Dutch person, but I feel like I've at least been there and lived with Dutch people, that I have at least some observations I've made that are accurate. But a lot of people have never even been to America, and they see the craziest things. So I just want to say, if you're going to make a bold claim, like, at least know someone from America, go to the country. The news also
You can
is
come
really
here all you want. It doesn't matter. Like, if you see one city, that's such a tiny aspect of this whole country.
Yeah.
So it doesn't even matter if you come here. You'd have to genuinely live here. And I would never ask anyone to do that, because
skewed. I just think that people are so bold.
Europeans are really not happy. with the United States,
filter.
but
I know.
I do think that it's very, very important for us Americans to hear what people have to say about the United States.
So what's the perception over in Europe, like in England and the Netherlands, about travel to the U.S. right now? Do you feel like your friends and family feel comfortable traveling there?
No, nobody I know
Not him
back in
acting
England
shocked.
or here would go to the US at the moment. Not with all the news we're getting of people being, refused entry and sent back to where they came from.
Wow.
No.
Wow. Oh my God. That was so quick. That was instantaneous. Immediately, her reaction to this question. She didn't even have to think about it. She's like, no way. That right there tells me so much. That a lot of Europeans, like, completely have your mind made up about the United States. You don't even
Okay, no hate to this guy, but that reaction feels so forced.
I'm gonna
have
give
to
him
think
hate.
about it. Like, you would not even consider traveling here. And she honestly named a couple of very legitimate reasons. Like, I get it.
So this message will be very tough for Americans, MAGA Republicans. This is going to be really hard for you to hear because what you've been told is a lie. The United States of America is the most disrespected country in the entire world. And his name is Donald Trump.
Why Europeans hate
Damn,
Americans?
the way it just ended.
I know. I
Mic
thought,
drop.
expected some explanation or something. Yeah.
Well, I don't
Yeah.
think the demographic that needs to hear it
Is gonna give
will
a
hear
shit.
it.
Yeah.
According to Europeans. Before we get into it, this is just for fun. This topic came up in a European co-living that I was in, and I took notes, and they're too good not to share. I have more of these culture chats in the playlist, and feel free to follow if you're interested. Let's get into it. Number one, label their jokes. They always have to say I'm joking. British people would not
That's
do this.
because of cancel culture. That's literally it. It's not
Damn.
because people need to
I think-
specify. They're afraid of being canceled.
I do that a lot, actually.
You do. And what's crazy is Brian will do it right after. He won't even let the joke like settle before saying he's joking. He'll be like, "But just kidding." What? Just don't even say your joke at that point.
This is very true. I think we as Americans are extremely afraid of offending people. I definitely do this.
Yeah.
Guilty. Number two, they think America is the center of the world and they were all weird know-it-alls
we
about
are.
pretty much every subject. They said a lot of Americans always seem to center the conversation
Yeah,
around the
it
United
happens.
States and bring every topic back to the United States. That a lot of Americans seem to fail to recognize that there's crazy cultural differences and that not everything applies to the Western point of view.
I've noticed this a lot while traveling, okay? I do not think we are the loudest people everywhere we go, but the few times I run into Americans and just like observe as a bystander, I will notice there are, or I've seen online on TikTok, a lot of people on TikTok I've seen that are from here, from the States, will travel and they just expect the destination to automatically be accommodating to them as an English speaker or an American. And I don't know, something about that really irritates me because you should feel a little uncomfortable when you're traveling. You know, not everything needs to be set to your standard or comfort. Anyway.
Number three, they are overly obsessed with identity and labeling things. Conversations, they'll always say things like, I have ADHD, I'm neurodivergent, and an American is much more likely to talk about identity politics and bring up their identity and how they identify.
I genuinely want to know if you're European, how this plays out over there.
I don't think it comes up half as often.
I see this to a point of nauseum, okay? And I'm pretty left-leaning. Again, a lot of it is online. People need to like state whatever diagnosis they have to justify how they're behaving or how they've interpreted something. And it's like, you don't need to like, it's not AA. You don't need to say you're an alcoholic.
I have a theory as to why this is so
Be careful.
heavy.
You might get canceled. I'm just kidding.
I
See,
think
I
this,
just did it. I did the whole, just kidding, right after.
I think this ties back to 2008 when we had the global banking collapse, or like our banking collapse, which did affect like banks around the world. But our financial crisis in 2008, once that happened, we were gaining such a strong class consciousness movement, Occupy Wall Street, etc., that apparently, and it was even in the Epstein files talking about this, they were trying to create identity and gender war between the left and the right to take away from the class consciousness that was growing.
I can see
and
that.
I think that just as how people on the right can get brainwashed, people on the left can get brainwashed to that, like to the same way of being like they need to be so deeply like offended by everything and have to have identity to everything. And so it just strays away and pulls people further apart from ever getting together and unifying like on something.
A community.
Yeah.
That
so
I
it's just a theory.
See, because that was the year that gay marriage was a huge talking point, and I believe when it became legal in states, right? I do remember that.
It's around that time. Exactly around that time.
But I was also a kid, like a teenager then, so I have like mild memories of things, but I don't remember feeling like dying on a hill of an opinion back then because we were too young to weed through the bullshit and like propaganda and things like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you're saying in hindsight that's something to consider.
In hindsight, yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense to a degree. That is insane that that's how far the manipulation goes. Is like
it makes total sense because in the end, Democrats and Republicans, a lot of them are tied together with money, and they don't want this class consciousness to happen because they're in bed with billionaires and corporations in the end of the day.
That being said, I still do think I hate how much of a talking point it is to go after rights of people who are such a minority, and I'm talking a minority of a minority.
You're talking like trans people?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think it's so fucked to even dangle their rights over their heads. Women too. Okay, like Roe v. Wade got overturned, which is huge in this country. So as much as they can make us fixate on this like identity war, whatever, if you're taking action to suppress those people or oppress those people and their rights, it is a valid fear too.
Mm-hmm.
So there's that.
Yeah, I do think they create these valid fears.
But I understand, like generally speaking, it is a huge talking point. Like, you know, there are parts of America where people will find anything to get offended by.
Yeah, they don't even know any trans people. They don't even know it. Like they've never seen one probably. Like in some of these small red towns, they just like they want to get angry at something that's not them.
Yeah. That, but also in blue areas, there are people who are like, you didn't call me by my exact
exactly.
perfect pronouns.
It goes both
the first
ways.
2 seconds you knew of my existence.
That's what I was saying about like you can get brainwashed both ways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, this is extreme forms, and I do think we get hung up on that to a point of where it's just not productive.
Exactly.
Like at all.
Themselves in a way that a lot of Europeans really wouldn't. Number 4, too fanatical about everything. From football to firearms, we have an opinion about everything, and we are going to share it. And lastly, I am so guilty of this. Everything is way too hype. I had a friend sit me down and he said, listen, you have had the best meal of your life 3 times in the past 2 weeks. Sometimes things can just be...
The amount of times people are obsessed with something out here.
It's true. That is a very good point.
Or
sometimes
just
they can be fine, but not everything is amazing. I feel like Americans are the golden retrievers of the world. I find that they tend to be really like peppy and passionate and really hyping everything up. So I totally agree with number 5. Let me know what you guys think.
It's because we have very little to look forward to. So people will make the biggest deal over the smallest fucking things.
That's so funny.
Okay.
Have anything more to add? We know the geography one, so let's just move past that.
Hi my guys, welcome back again. If you're turning in, don't forget to subscribe, like, comment and share, turn on the bell notification. In that way, to upload new video first to be notified. By the clip of video that you watched, I know that you have understand how the world at large views America, not only Europeans. The world at large is viewing America, US, as the worst and disrespectful country because of what Donald Trump is doing, or the people are regretting their vote. What they have voted for is not what they are saying. What he promised them is not what they are saying. So by the clip of video that you watched, I know that you have understand everything. Just feel free to share your thoughts in the comment section, and don't forget to subscribe and stay tuned to this channel for more updates that is coming. See you guys in my next video.
All right. Yeah, I thought it would.
My bad.
Okay. Well, yeah, leave your opinions down below in the comments and what you think about this and how you guys view the U.S. right now.
I mean, you don't have to tell us. We know.
Yes. Please exclude us from that because you know who we are and you like us, I hope. Anyway, please jump over to our vlog channel and subscribe there as well. And we appreciate y'all.
Thank you for everyone who has subscribed because
Peace.
It's a lot more than I would have expected by now. Bye, guys.
Peace.
Peace. Peace. Peace.